Okay, we are live, so let's get into it. Hi everyone, this is High Priestess Mari speaking, and welcome to the channel as always. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day, evening, night, depending on where you are. So just want to say really sorry to those who were tuning in to yesterday's collective reading premiere. I wasn't aware that there was no sound. A lot of the time, because I'm trying to get these messages out, I just upload them, but that's a good reminder for me to just double check, right? Because I was certain that there was sound, but unfortunately there wasn't. It wasn't just the premiere, there actually was no sound on the recording itself, which is very strange because I believe my mic was wired up properly, so I'm not sure what happened there. Either way, I decided to jump on live and go over the message for you because it was an important one. It was a big one, okay? So I wanted to make sure that you got that message still, regardless of any kind of interference or technical malfunction. So yeah, that's why we're here doing this live reading. But I hope you are well. I've got my laptop here on the side as well because, oh, Sabel's making an appearance. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? You want to say hello? She's literally climbing on my chair. So this is Sabel. A lot of you guys haven't met Sabel before. Say hi. No? You're like, what's all this? Yeah, so this is my darling, my cat baby Sabel. She's been distracting me for most of the morning, or trying to. So I wasn't surprised that while I'm trying to go live, she decided that she was gonna crawl over the chair. Yeah, so just so you can say hi to Sabel. Okay, so hopefully she's not going to meow her head off wanting to go in and out because she's been doing that a lot this morning, so we'll see. But fingers crossed she'll settle for a little bit. Anyway, so that's Sabel saying hi. Yeah, so what I was going to get into was, yeah, as I said, yesterday's message. And it was a doozy, okay? We've picked up on these Black Widow sort of energies before, okay? I've have other readings in my playlist. You can check that out pertaining to that energy, okay, where certain people were being exposed for being a Black Widow, essentially, or having nefarious plans or motives when it comes to, trying to get to people's wealth, inheritances, that sort of thing. But yeah, so yesterday's message was pertaining to what looks like either, right, put it this way, it's someone who married into a family unit, okay? So this could have been someone who married your grandfather. It's not your biological grandmother, okay? This would be the wife, okay? Or like say if they got divorced and then they got remarried. Or this is someone who's like a stepmother or someone who got married to your father but isn't your biological mother, right? Or an aunt that married into the family, right? So married your uncle. Those are the kinds of energies I got. I didn't feel it was someone that was necessarily biologically related to you, but it could be, right? It's possible that could be because everyone's story is slightly different. Now, this is for people who have been suspecting for a long time that there's something off about the way in which someone transitioned, the way someone passed on, okay? You may have had some doubts as to the real cause of death, okay? You may have felt that there were certain details being overlooked, or the explanation was a bit wishy-washy or very vague, a blanket term, or you just felt like it wasn't adding up with the information you had available at the time, right? Especially if you had been around the person at the time, or you were aware of their current state in that moment, okay? And it seemed very out of left field, the way things happen, and it didn't quite add up for whatever reason, okay? So I feel like this is going to pertain to those who have been doing their own research, digging, okay? Trying to get to the heart of the matter, trying to get the answers, right? Get to the root of what really happened. And you're getting those answers. For some of you, you're going to find information, or information is going to be presented to you that confirm your suspicions were correct, that there was in fact foul play involved, okay? So that was like a major revelation, okay, in the reading, that not only was this person getting involved with your family for ulterior because they had ulterior motives, but they were actually somehow involved with what happened to this person when they transitioned, okay, when they passed on. So that was pretty nuts, okay, to read, you know. It's not always easy to relay these kinds of messages, but that's what came through. And it came through very strongly that this person has been sitting on this secret for some time, okay, for time. So this could be something that happened months ago. This could have happened years ago, okay. You'll know whether or not, you know, how long ago that was if this is your story, okay. Of course, this isn't the case for everybody watching, okay. So don't run with something because you want to play detective. No, you'll know if there's some things about the situation that doesn't make sense, right? And you strongly suspect that there was some kind of foul play involved and maybe even a cover-up pertaining to that, okay? So you'll know whether or not that is the case for you, and that's what you have been trying to research for yourself, okay? Hi, Chris. You're watching from work. Amazing. Just don't get in trouble, okay? I don't know if you're allowed to watch me or not while you're working, but yeah, just be safe while you do so. Okay, 444, yeah. 44 views and 4 likes, yeah. So that's good. And that's the thing, you know. People may have been, okay, people pertaining to the situation. So people who may have been connected to this person, anyone that was assisting them in terms of burying, okay, what they did or was actually involved in this plot, they may have been trying to look into what you're looking into. If they suspected that you suspect something, they may have been trying to keep close tabs on you to see, okay, what is it they're doing? What is it that they're looking into? How much do they know? What questions are they asking, right? Are they probing the wrong people that we don't want them, you know, questioning, right? That may slip up and reveal something, or, you know, they may confirm others' suspicions even, right? So that's why they've been observing you very, very closely. You may have felt like you're under a magnifying glass right now. Yeah, because they want to know exactly what it is that you know. They want to know how much you know, or have you got to the truth? Do you have any proof? Do you receive any kind of confirmation or news yet, right? So they already suspect that this is coming out in the open in some shape or form. Hi, Shamika. So this is what they're really concerned about. That's why you've had these people on your tail, okay? Just all up in your energy because they need to know, right? How much you know. Yeah. But you're getting it. There's something that's coming out. Either, like I said, there's going to be something you come across that is like a crucial, right? I'm trying to get my words out. They don't want me to speak about it. Crucial evidence, right? Crucial evidence pertaining to this, or someone else is going to deliver you a message or crucial evidence or some kind of proof, right? The smoking gun that undeniably shows that the cause of death wasn't what it was being portrayed to be, and that there was something else that was intentionally being ignored, sidelined, okay? And that could have even been pertaining to the autopsy, right? Yeah. So I'm telling you, there's going to be something, right? Because I saw a letter, okay? The letter came out very strongly, and the writer. So there's going to be some kind of documentation. This could even be medical proof that it's not what they're saying it was, okay? That the cause of death isn't what they ruled it as or they labeled it as, okay? Which would suggest that there is a cover-up involved. I'm on break. Okay, that's good. Okay. I'm not telling you what to do, Chris. I just don't want you to, get any shit because you're watching me. But I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking a bit of time out during your break to watch me. But yeah. So that's kind of what's coming out. It's a bit nuts, okay? And the crazy thing is, what should I say is heartbreaking about the situation is this woman, whoever they are, right? They've got a lot more dirt on them than just that. They have blood on their hands for sure, right? And not only that, this person married into this family, right? Because I do feel like they married into it, or it does feel like marriage, to be honest with you, in some context, right? Whether that's like something that is like legally binding or something that is like more traditional or something like that, I don't know. Depending on your location and how you go about that. But it does feel like it was a marriage, okay? But this person, literally, like, it's almost like they were batting the competition out the way. This person went to extreme lengths to ensure that they would be this person's wife. So if there was any kind of competition, this person sabotaged any other woman that may have had an interest in your grandfather, your father, your uncle, right? To ensure that they would be the one that was chosen, right? So they had concocted a plan to be in that position since day one, okay? They never married for love. This person had one goal and one goal only in mind, and that is to secure their position within a legacy. And it could be because your grandparent, your parent, your uncle, okay, had established significant wealth. They may have had significant assets, because assets came through very, very strongly. Like the main focus they had was possibly a house and some other assets, okay, that are high value assets. Yeah. And that's something that they wanted to secure. So essentially, they wanted to secure themselves, their future, right? Like their retirement plan, making sure they had access, or they themselves had these assets, had this home, right? Had access to possibly even, funds. That's possible as well. So there was obviously some indication early on that either this person was already doing quite well and was quite successful, or they were about to be successful. It could even be that this person was part of some kind of wealthy family or well-connected family, well-to-do family, or something like that. Or, they just have social status, or something like that. There was something that let this person know that they had the potential to make serious money, or they already had serious money, serious assets, okay? And that's why they married this person in the first place, right? They were thinking about their long-term goals, right? So crazy. And the sad thing is, because I do feel like this person possibly had children, they may not, you'll know whether that's the case. But if they did have children, then again, I feel like the children came into the picture not because they wanted to settle down with this person, but because they wanted to secure their legacy. They wanted to secure their position. So they thought if they had children with this person, then it's almost guaranteed that through them, they would indirectly have access, right? Or directly have access to this legacy. Another thing I got as well is that it's possible in some cases, not all, okay, for some of you who resonate with this, they could have actually got divorced. So your grandfather, your uncle, your dad could have actually divorced this person, okay? They were not getting along. Maybe they realized that this person had ulterior motives, okay? So for some people, they did actually separate or actually got a full-on divorce. And this pushed this person over the edge because they felt like now they don't have access to those funds, to those assets. They may have gotten far less than what they hoped in the settlement, right? If there was like some kind of agreement during the divorce that they would get so much, or they would receive access to this, okay, or they can keep these assets, whatever, right? They may have expected to get a home out of it. They may have expected to get like a car, some expensive high value household items, whatever, right? Whatever it was, these assets were. But I don't feel like they got what they wanted. So that pissed them off. And not only that, they may have found out that in this person's will, they were going to leave everything to their children, right? So their kids, possibly, if they have kids with this person, and not them. So that's another thing that set them off. And so I feel like this person spiraled to the point where they started not only plotting on this person, right, to try and grab what they had, they then started to put their own kids, right, and any stepchildren or whatever, grandchildren, through hell, like literally try to put them through certain challenges, obstacles, try to make their life unnecessarily hard so that they would either break down, or so they would end up institutionalized, or so they would end up not wanting to be here anymore, horrible to say, or end up in jail. Basically be in a position where they wouldn't be able to collect their own inheritance. So this person, I'm telling you, the level of maniacal planning, the level of evil is deep-seated, okay? To the point where they may have even plotted on their own children, grandchildren, to ensure that they would take the inheritance, or at least get the majority of this inheritance, right? This person's will, this person's assets. Yeah, because I'm telling you, especially if they got divorced, they were super mad that they didn't have access to, the assets that they were hoping to get from this person. So, and another layer to it as well that I saw in the reading is that there was another person involved. There was a karmic masculine that was working with this person. I'm not sure if this person came, if there was any kind of overlap and that may have contributed to the divorce, or if this person came later on, right? For some, it could be that this person actually came after the divorce, okay? But for others, there could have been an overlap, because I did see that possibly for one of the children, there could have been a question as to whether or not the child was actually this man's, okay? So it's possible that there could have been an overlap when it comes to this other relationship, right? But I don't feel like if there was, it wasn't really much going on there until after the fact, right? They didn't solidify their relationship until after. It's possible as well that they got married again. If so, what I saw was that this person's already divorced again. I mean, it could have literally lasted just a year, a couple of years, even just months, okay? But if they got married again to this karmic masculine that they were working with, this person basically did the same thing that this person was doing, right? They used them for their assets, their resources. They may have even stolen from them, and then they just cut ties and ghosted them, okay? This person is not in the picture from what I see on any level, okay? So this person is now operating alone. So they don't have their partner in crime to bounce off of, right? And, they know that certain family members are starting to question, starting to piece things together. There's a lot that wasn't making sense. It could have been that at the time, they took things maybe at face value because, when you're grieving, it's hard to, really go down that line of inquiry because you're still trying to come to terms with the loss, right? But now that people are starting to come out the other side of this grieving period, they're starting to ponder on it. They're starting to question it, but it doesn't make sense. They were fine, just the day before, or, I spoke to them earlier that day. What happened? What happened within the space of a few hours, a few days, a few weeks, So that's kind of, what's being drummed up, I feel like, within the consciousness of the family unit, that's for sure. And so I feel like you probing is actually what's helping to get the truth out there, because it needs to be exposed, right? And so that's what's happening. You are getting the answers that you were seeking. It may have taken a time. I don't know how long ago this happened, okay? It could have been years ago. It could have been even decades ago. I don't know. It could have been more recent, but you are getting the answers you asked for. The divine promised you that when the time was right, they would make sure the truth was known, and this person would be held accountable for their heinous crimes, right? Not just against, the person in question, i.e. your grandfather, your uncle, your dad, but also the things they did towards you guys, right? You, your siblings, if you have siblings, right? To try and essentially undermine your character in a way, your thought process, your mental state, okay, your reputation, so that if you start asking questions or if you start probing things, they'll say, oh, well, this person is not of sound mind, or this person just wants to cause trouble. They're a troublemaker. Look what they did in the past, whatever, right? They want to undermine you in some shape or form to distract from what they did. And not only that, if they can put anyone that's directly in the way of them receiving this, asset, this home, these funds, if they can essentially remove them from the equation somehow, then boom, they have access. They have a chance of gaining pretty much everything. And that's what this person wanted. They want to ensure that they had control and they had ownership over these assets, this property, these funds. So it's unreal. This person went to extreme lengths, put a whole massive plan in motion over years just to secure some kind of legacy, right? Yeah. And I honestly feel like if there was a separation or a divorce or something that let them know that they don't have access to it on any level, that set them off. I'm telling you, that was like the final nail in the coffin. And then that's when they put this plan in motion to actually remove this family member. So if you went through this, I'm really sorry, because I know that's awful. It can be very hard, to process that and accept that someone would do that to someone close to you, someone in your family, or even if you weren't close to them, just someone that, is in your family, right? But unfortunately, this happens more than people want to even accept, right? It does. It actually does. That's the sad and tragic thing about it. Hi, Charlie. Your real eyes are just as pretty as the purple ones. Oh, thank you. I actually put the purple contacts in first, but the left one is always irritating my eye. There's something about it. I don't think it was cut properly or something, but it always irritates my eyelids, so I just threw them away. If I can get some better ones in that color, then I'll get them at some point. But for now, I'm not really bothered. I don't usually really wear contacts, to be honest. It was just, something fun to do, really. But thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's crazy. So there's a lot that's coming out, okay? And yeah, it may be difficult to hear. It may be difficult to acknowledge some of the things you find out about how maniacal and evil this person was, how far they were willing to go, just for money, just for assets, Yeah, and this person could be responsible for a lot of chaos as well, a lot of conflict, trying to point people down the wrong path, throw people off their scent, okay? A lot of chaos and conflict, right? But I feel like this person is becoming increasingly desperate because they know that the jig is up and it's only a matter of time before it comes out in the public domain. So, yeah, there's definitely like an investigation, I feel, that's either happening or is about to happen. Yeah, because the pieces do not fit, okay? There's definitely something amiss. Yeah. And this person is, they're livid. They're absolutely livid that they're being exposed in this way, being unmasked. Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing. Oh, my gosh, I'm so glad I remembered this. Because this was another thing that blew my mind in the reading. This person, this is not new to them. This is learned behavior, okay? This isn't someone who woke up one day and decided to be evil, okay? This was taught to them. I feel like this is like a generational curse of theirs, where their mother, their grandmother, who knows how far it goes, did the same thing. They were taught how to do this. They were taught that this is acceptable, right? That you don't marry for love. You marry for what you can get out of that person, right? Like a family of black widows, femme fatales. This is learned behavior. Their grandmother did the same thing, right? Their mother learned the same thing. Then their mother told them to do the same thing, right? Maybe even told them how to get away with it, how to get away with murder, that sort of thing, yeah. So it's really just, it's not something new to this person. This is something that they were taught or they were even encouraged to do at some point, possibly by their own mother. They may have found out that this is what either happened to their father or stepfather, right? That happened to their grandfather or a step grandfather or something like that. Like this is something they do, right? This is a generational curse. This is something they do. So they've picked this up from them, okay? They, like I said, they didn't just wake up evil one day. Like this was learned. This was like indoctrinated into them. Like, you take what you can get from them. You make sure you do this. You make sure you do that, right? And if this person does have kids, they may even be trying to indoctrinate their kids in the same shape, in the same way, right? Oh, you don't marry someone because you love them. Don't be in a relationship because you like them. Don't date because you're interested in them. What can they give you? What do they have? What money do they have? What assets do they have? Make sure you're married. Make sure your name is on this and this and this. Like, literally like brainwashing them gradually to end up like them. So it just continues, right? So this is, I don't know. I literally don't know. It's just heinous. Like, honestly, it really is. Sorry, I just look at my laptop because I just want to make sure that I'm seeing the comments, because a lot of the time on live, I'll get the comments on my phone showing, but then after a while, I just won't see any more comments. So I just like to make sure that I'm actually seeing what you guys are saying. Yeah, I'd love to wear some. I can't imagine how they would feel though. I just Imagine it uncomfortable. It depends on the contact lens, to be honest. The problem with a lot of just the standard color ones you get out there is that they can be very irritating, especially like, you know, non-prescription ones. Say if you don't have it, you know, if you don't need glasses or whatever, they can be very irritating when your eyes are uncomfortable. But I think there are like some high grade ones out there nowadays, so I'll have to have a look into it. It was just one that I saw that was you know, based here in the UK, but I might have to even look further afield if I need to, if I want to get some colored contacts that's like, you know, higher quality and not so irritating. But I don't know, we'll see. It's not really a major priority, but yeah, it was just something fun. But anyway, so yeah, what I want to do now is just look into this situation. So now there's some information coming out, right? Some proof or something. There's something, some news or letter that's being delivered directly to you pertaining to this. Yeah, what did I say? The sun. I'm telling you, this is coming out. This is coming out in the open. It's being illuminated, exposed. This is being brought into the public domain, okay? Someone has been defeated, right? Their mask has fallen. They've spent so much time trying to cover their tracks, right? See how she's painting the roses, trying to cover their tracks, make everything look fine and dandy, like it wasn't what it actually was, right? Try to portray things as one way when it actually isn't, right? Yeah. So this plan backfired. This was a plan in the making for a long time, and it backfired tremendously. It was only a matter of time. And that's what people don't realize. It doesn't matter how well you think you covered your tracks. You know, there's always going to be something eventually that, you know, highlights the truth. And that's exactly what's happened, right? Now this person is wallowing, right? They're stressed, they're pissed off, but they're wallowing because they know that the game is up, right? It's over. So this person is almost throwing the towel in. I don't feel like they're gonna like give themselves in, right? I don't feel like they're gonna give themselves up. But I just feel like this person knows that, you know, it's over. It's over, you know? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Page of Wands, there's definitely news coming in, right? News coming in. This is communication coming from a distance, okay? So this could even be someone who's like sending some kind of information, documentation, proof from a distance. They could be using even a courier, okay? That's possible to bring you some kind of important documentation. And it is pertaining to this father figure. This is like the patriarch, right? Yeah. So it's either your father, a grandfather, something like that. Maybe even an uncle, right? So if it's like the uncle was like the eldest, right, child or something like that. But it's like the patriarchal figure of the family. Yeah, at that time. So there's definitely some news coming out about what happened to this patriarch. Yeah. And with the Queen of Cups in reverse, regardless if you're a male or female, if you're the one receiving this news, you may become very emotional, okay? So it's important that you don't react, okay? Don't lash out at this person. Don't like attack them verbally or call them up or even try to see them, okay? Because it may be emotionally overwhelming, to be honest with you. Yeah, because you may have felt that this is someone who put on a good show, okay? You may have felt like this person manipulated you for a long time. Yeah, because you may have actually, you may not have known that this person was involved initially, right? But something was raising your suspicions, maybe how this person was moving, okay? But definitely getting this energy of being emotionally overwhelmed when you find out this news, yeah, about this evil person here. That was codependent on this masculine. Yeah. I feel like, you know, because this card in particular is the devil card in this deck, but a lot of the time this can speak on addiction and toxicity, like the devil can, but it really does scream like addictions here, right? So this person, and we see that this emperor has a cat, right? Yeah, this person could have been obsessed with not only this emperor, but their lifestyle. That's kind of what I'm getting. Because again, it says sovereignty on this card. This is someone who was like, upstanding. This is someone who had like influence, okay? This is someone who may have been in a position of authority. This could have been someone who was, like I say, wealthy or had assets, that had like a thriving emperor, right? And someone was addicted to what this person could provide, or the, sort of being in higher standing socially, right? Rubbing shoulders with the affluent and the elite, maybe, or some shit like that. Yeah. But this person went to extreme lengths, right? They were addicted to the lifestyle and portraying themselves as someone who, belongs in those circles. And, this could be someone who likes to, be flashy and stuff as well. Okay, that's possible. This person could have even had an addiction without anyone knowing. It's possible. This could be another reason why they were so hell-bent on getting assets. This person could have become like addicted to something. Or they were just addicted to the idea of, having control here over this emperor. Greed, look, exactly. Thank you. Four of Pentacles. This person was greedy. Yeah. And they wanted to take everything from you, your family, okay? So, yeah, it's really just quite horrible, the lengths that people were willing to go to. Yeah, exactly. This wasn't a real mother, right? We got the Empress in reverse. This wasn't a real mother. This wasn't a real grandmother. This wasn't a real aunt. This is someone who was only thinking of themselves. I'm telling you, this person did not love the emperor. They didn't love their children or grandchildren or stepchildren or, whoever was in the family, okay? The younger generation in the family, right? They didn't care about any of these people. All they care about was themselves, okay? So this is not a real empress. This is a fake empress, a phony empress. They didn't care. All they were thinking about is what they could gain out of this masculine. It literally says greed on the card. Selfishness. This is so bad. And you're going to find out that this person may have tried to take everything from you. They may have even tried to get rid of you. Yeah, exactly. Because you're the star. You're the one that's illuminating. You're the one that, what did I say? You were the one, through your own line of inquiry, doing your own research, probing, right? Getting intuitive insights, okay? You were the one to help expose this thing. I'm telling you. You were the one to help expose this thing. So no wonder they wanted to get rid of you. They may have known that you're very connected to the universe, okay, especially if you're particularly spiritual. This person may have known that, and they may have feared your gifts. The fact that you even get your own messages, signs, downloads from the universe. And that may have helped you in looking into the right sort of avenues, right, of research. So they may wanted to get rid of you before you could step up in this true like star vibration, high vibration, right? Because once you really evolve, right, in this frequency, then it's going to be very hard to hide anything from you. And that could have been something that this person feared, because they felt like you were getting warmer and warmer and warmer. So they were like, no, we need to do something about this. Yeah. So they were at a crossroads. They didn't know what to do, because the thing is as well, I think if they did make an attempt on your life, they had to do it in a very covert way. Because if it was obvious, like if they did it in a very sort of direct wham bam sort of way, then that would shed even more light on them, right? So they had to be discreet. They had to really think about how they were going to do this. It's possible that they never even got to do this, okay? Because again, they didn't want to draw any more attention to themselves, especially if you had mention to anyone else your concerns, your fears, your worries, your doubts, or your beliefs pertaining to this person's involvement, that you think that there's foul play involved, then yeah, they had to be very careful about how they moved. Yeah, exactly. This person was trying to avoid prison at all costs. So they couldn't risk putting themselves in that position by coming for you just directly, right? But they were definitely trying to concoct a plan here. Yeah, exactly. They may have worked with someone else, okay? So they may have had help, or this is this person's energy. They were determined to get rid of you in some shape or form. It even says determination on the card. So this person saw you as like an enemy, an adversary, someone that was an obstacle that they needed to get rid of. And they were determined to do that, right? Yeah, but things are changing because what is for you, whatever was left for you is for you regardless with the Nine of Pentacles, okay? So this person couldn't change your destiny. They couldn't change your fortune. They couldn't, stop you from receiving your inheritance, okay? Yeah. And this person knows it. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, right? With the paranormal and the high priestess, they know you know. And they know the jig is up, right? They know. They've been probing. They've been doing their own research, right? They've been digging, possibly getting readings themselves, right? Or, consulting mediums or psychics or juju men or women or whatever the hell, right? But they know you know. Yeah, they know you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So they know that the time is up, right? All of the work they put into securing this legacy for themselves wasn't worth it. They lost it before they could receive it, okay, with the Hanged Man. Yeah, exactly. The World card, it's over. It's over. And the thing is as well, as much as people are going to be upset, okay, people are going to be upset when this comes out. And they may be thinking, oh, how can someone do this? Like, how can this person do this? And call themselves a mother, call themselves a wife, call themselves a grandmother. This person doesn't even love themselves, let alone anyone else, right? This person is devoid of love, absolutely devoid. That's why they never showed you love, right? That's why they never showed you love, because they didn't have any themselves. Yeah, and you may have felt that, like, oh, this person doesn't care about me. This person doesn't love me, right? They don't show me any compassion. They don't show me any empathy. They may have even been very cold and callous towards you, especially when they felt like, you were wising up to their deceptions and you were seeing their mask slip off, right? That may have been what they may have even tried to cut you off in some shape or form. Have you ostracized, right? Have you, like I say, wrapped up in something? Yeah. Try to have people question your mental state. Have people question your integrity, your character. Try to paint you out to be the problem member of the family, right? Try to make you the black sheep. Yeah. Especially if there was other siblings or relatives that wasn't really questioning this person. They didn't do that to them because they didn't consider them a threat, right? Whereas you were. That's why they tried to undermine your character when this person was literally plotting. This is disgusting. So what's going to happen now with this Empress in reverse energy? This person that's being exposed as a Black Widow. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, they've definitely lost support. 10 of Wands. They're going to do hard time, I feel. Yeah. They're going to do hard time. They're going to be... The crazy thing is, they may have tried to oust you. They may have tried to have you rejected. Okay? This person is going to be exiled from the family, rejected by the family unit for what they've done. This person's going to serve hard time in jail, I feel. Yeah. And that's it, they don't really have much to lose because they didn't gain what it is they wanted in the first place, right? This person may not even be doing that well financially, right? They may have been struggling, going through a lot of challenges. Maybe if not financially, maybe their health. Maybe the guilt has been eating away at them, right? Even though this is someone who doesn't regret what they do, it's still playing on their conscience. The divine could be gnawing at them, right? Saying, look what you've done, right? Yeah. And they're realizing it was all for naught because they didn't get what they wanted anyway. 4 of Cups. So what was the point? Yeah, exactly. The divine is saying you were reckless, right? You were reckless. You didn't want to move from integrity. You didn't want to move from the energy of your higher self, okay, higher wisdom, right? This is the energy of like balance, temperance, moderation, okay? You didn't want to do things fairly, right? You didn't want to, essentially play that role as the matriarch, right? Not just play the role, but be that, right? Embody that energy, right? Someone that you can trust, someone you can depend on, someone who's kind, warm, someone who is like a guiding light, right? Someone that helps to mediate and bring the family together instead of causing chaos and disruption, which is what this person did, right? I feel like this person has a very different lifestyle to what they portray themselves to have. They come across as like someone who, probably isn't very wild, but behind the scenes, they're doing a lot, okay? They're doing a lot. This person could be drinking a lot, I feel. So we talked about addiction. This person could have become an alcoholic, and people don't know that, okay? They may have become an alcoholic. They may have been pursuing other suitors, especially after losing this husband, okay, if that was the case, or, this emperor, okay, trying to secure the next bag, is that sort of thing. Yeah, this is ridiculous. And this could be someone who actually, like I said, they may not even be struggling, financially, but the way they're moving is so shady. Like, this person is like a romance scammer. Like, they move that way, but they're also like a black widow as well. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. I told you, they don't regret anything, right? 4114. They don't regret anything. All they regret with the 5 of Cups in reverse and the 4 of Swords is getting caught and the fact that they're going to go to jail for this. Death card. Exactly. They don't regret what they did. They don't. They just regret getting caught and going to jail. Yeah, well, that's it. Life as they know it is over. It's over. Yeah. Now this person is freaked out, because they went above and beyond to cover their tracks and it was all in vain, okay? We have the 9 of Wands to the Ace of Wands and we just saw the 10 of Wands. Yeah. This breakthrough is coming. It's coming fast, okay? This news, this announcement, this could even be something that ends up being broadcasted, is coming out. This treachery, 7 of Swords, yeah. And how they put this plan in motion for years, 6 of Cups. I'm telling you, from the beginning, 6 of Cups, that's going all the way back to early childhood, right? Early days. They put this plan in motion from early on. They possibly met this person when they were quite young, right? They could have been in like their early 20s to mid 20s, right? Maybe even younger, who knows? Maybe they grew up with this person, but they put this plan in motion for years, right? And they acted like, it's like they had this plan and they acted upon it, but they acted upon it years ago when they first got into a relationship with them. Yeah, and all of this is coming out and it's stressing them the hell out with 9 of Swords. Even says anxiety on the card. They are stressed, pressed because of the injustice that they caused this family. Yeah, it's over. It's over. You're all going to get to have a new beginning here, okay? Because the truth is coming out and justice will be served. Yeah, you're definitely going to be able to have a new beginning. And I'll tell you what, if you were concerned that people were plotting on you because of what you know, you're being protected with the 7 of Wands and you stood your ground, which is exactly what the divine wanted you to do. They wanted you to stand 10 toes down, right? When it comes to this. Yeah. You have the King of Swords in reverse. They may have been working with someone, as I said, that karmic masculine that was trying to gaslight you and throw you off their scent. Yeah, well, that didn't work. Okay, that didn't work. Yeah, because you are moving forward regardless. You are ascending regardless. Your life is transforming in a major way, okay? The time is now with the 3 of Wands in reverse. Equal give and take with the 6 of Pentacles. You're going to get what you deserve. Yeah, because you were pursuing justice for this relative, right? No matter what, you're like, I'm not going to rest until the truth comes out. I'm not going to rest until I get justice for my grandfather, my father, my uncle, whoever this is to you. But it's like a very prominent masculine energy, patriarchal energy, right? This was the patriarch. And you were like, I'm not going to rest until I get the truth. And you got it. And I feel like there was more people involved, I'm sorry to say, because, you know, you had like someone coming after you, a feminine energy that was like trying to get rid of you, essentially, or set you up, you know, in some shape or form, so you wouldn't have access to this abundance. Then you had someone else that was trying to gaslight the hell out of you because they wanted to cover up their involvement. This could have even been someone, because you remember I said there was a cover up. This could have been the person that helped to cover up what happened to this person, right? So if this is someone who has access to legal documentation, the autopsy or anything like that, right? Anything that's connected to like this person's medical records, right? Or you know, anything pertaining to what happened. If they have some kind of clearance, authority, some kind of designation, okay, that enables them to have access to that information, this is someone who could have literally altered this person's autopsy report, right? Or the final findings or the cause of death. They could have ruled it as something else when it was actually another. So anyone that was working with this person is finished, I'm telling you. And I feel like that King of Swords in reverse, that is someone who abused their position. This is someone who had access, right, to sensitive information, and they abused that. Yeah. So they were able to change the cause of death or something like that, you know, or cover up what really happened. Man. So it's over for these people. That's what you need to know. Corrupt officials, exactly, Empress. A corrupt official, someone who had the ability to not only access these files, but to possibly like override them in some shape or form, or rewrite them, or remove them and place a false document there. But the real document, that could be what it is. You could be getting the genuine autopsy report. And that may be literally directly couriered to you that proves what really happened to this masculine. To this father figure, grandfather figure, this patriarch. Yeah. So crazy. Sorry, I was just really in the flow, so I just wanted to, you know, make sure I got those messages out. I don't like to disrupt the flow when I'm in it, you know. So, yeah, you know, so that's the thing, you know, it's really important that this came out, and I wanted to make sure you got these messages, because I'm telling you, this is serious. This is someone's life we're talking about, okay? And someone went to horrific lengths just to take what belongs to someone, okay? Yeah, someone that was like notable, someone that was considered, you know, like a pillar of their community, or someone that, you know, was doing very well for themselves, very successful. This could have been someone that had a lot of high honor. I feel like this is a high honor individual. This is not someone shady, okay? This is someone of high honor. And that's why they were targeted by this individual, because they were like, oh, this person's respected. This person rubs shoulders with these people. This person is like a trailblazer or is about to have significant success. Let me just attach myself to them, you know? It's really sad. It's really, really sad. But there's a lot of these sort of situations coming out, right? Where people have been exploiting others, right? For greed. Yeah, there's a lot of these situations coming out. And I've been talking about this for a while now. There's quite a few scenarios I've picked up on. Some are quite similar, okay? But they're not the same, because obviously I'm picking up on different stories, different people's situations. But yeah, there's a lot of these sort of things that are coming to light. You know, and even me personally, I have even been informed of a couple of situations, you know, that affect people I know personally pertaining to this sort of thing. You know, it's not exactly this, but it's like this sort of thing. You know, and these are people that I know, like personally in my life, you know, so it's actually a much bigger problem than people realize, especially when it comes to like the scamming, you know, that sort of thing. Like you say, the trafficking as well. That's a big, like, trafficking is at its all-time high, right? It really is. I don't think people understand how bad it is, right? Like, you have to be so careful. You have to be Like, not living in fear, of course, but you need to have eyes at the back of your head, right? You need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to be aware of how people are moving around you. You have to be very discerning with the kind of people that are trying to befriend you, get close to you, because not everyone has good intentions for you, unfortunately. And unfortunately, there's cases where even members of your own family or people you've grew up with, will even sell you out. Okay, that does happen, unfortunately. So you have to be mindful. You have to be discerning. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just saying, Empress. Like, even members of your own family, will sell you out. Trust me, I know. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So you have to be really, really careful. If it's not for your discernment, then you don't even want to think about where you could end up. So, as I say, as someone who's literally been targeted in this way, there's a reason why I do speak on it. And it's something I'm very passionate about, even before that, right? Because it's just so widespread, it's not just children either, young boys and girls. It is women. There's even men that are going missing, okay? People don't realize there's even grown men that are going missing as well, So it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what gender or race or what country you're in or from. Okay. Like, you'll be shocked. So, yeah, it's just important that, you're just mindful of these things, and you have to be careful who you get into relationships with, who you call family, because not everyone has good intentions for you, unfortunately, Luckily, there are plenty of amazing and wonderful people that do want the best for you, but you just have to be discerning, that's all. So, yeah, we've got quite a few trolls coming in, which is nothing new. I don't know what it is with the trolls and live streams at the moment, because it's weird as well, like how it shows up in terms of the stats. I almost think it's like a bot farm that's behind a lot of this, because they all seem to, like, all these sort of phony accounts seem to flood at the same time. So yeah, I really think it could be like some kind of farm that's behind it. But yeah, there's a lot of evil doings being done in the world, right? But it is coming to light, and like I say, you just have to be mindful. You just have to be careful. And it is sad. It's sad when these situations happen, and people that you once trusted could be a part of it or was directly responsible for what happened, and then they come after you because they don't want you exposing what happened. It's insane. But yeah. I like her voice. Thank you. I know, it's funny. They always try to attack the gap in my teeth because that's like the obvious thing they can go for. But no, like, I have no plan to change anytime soon. If I want to have teeth like everyone else, I'll do that. That's my prerogative. But I'm quite happy leaving it as it is right now. So, divine feminine, divine masculine balance is key. Yeah, it is. That's why God is calling judgment. Exactly, yeah, because this shit needs to end. I mean, it's so out of control. And these networks, like, especially on the trafficking side of things, they're huge. Some of them are really huge. There was even like a recent bust, I think in Florida, where there was a whole bunch of people involved and it was international. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, you just have to be really, really mindful, especially because, like I say, a lot of us are closing these old cycles out, okay? Karmic cycles are coming to an end. And so new energies and new opportunities are coming in. But just please, if there's anything you take from this, just make sure you vet them, okay? Do your research. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Get everything in writing. Make sure everything is abundantly clear. Because, it's just not worth, like, being afraid to ask a question that could make all the difference, So, yeah. But I'm telling you, anyone that's been through this situation, I am really sorry. I know trust me, I know it's horrible. But, I feel like that person is definitely with you in spirit. They want their story known, right? That's why they're helping to get this story out despite all the setbacks, all the challenges, the distractions, right? The technical issues. This is still coming out. Yeah, it's still coming out. Yeah, because this person needs to be unmasked and held accountable for their crimes. Because they literally didn't care. They never cared. Like I said, I don't think this person has a maternal bone in their body, right? I don't think they have any love for anybody, really. I don't think they know what that is. We saw the Ace of Cups in reverse. So if you feel like this person was trying to ostracize you or deprived you from empathy or compassion or emotional support when you need it, right? Know that that's got nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with them. They don't have the capacity. They can't give you what they don't have within themselves. You understand? So I think that will be very healing for some of you as well, to know that you didn't deserve the treatment you got from this person. Okay. It's just they saw you as a threat. We saw the star card. You shine. Okay. And because you shine, they wanted to dim your light because they don't have it within themselves. This is someone who feels like there's a gaping void within their own spirit, and they're just trying to fill that with material things. But ultimately, are they happy? No, they're not happy. And they've ruined their lives pursuing something that was never going to give them that fulfillment. So, So, yeah. If you're interested in personal readings, you can book me through my website. It's always there on the channel banner. If you look at the banner, you'll see my website there. Okay, that's where you book personal readings. I don't do personals on lives. Okay, and that's the thing. I know some readers do that, and they'll do like so much money for this many questions or whatever. But that's not how I read personally. That's just my personal preference. And my readings are completely confidential. I don't talk about them. I'll only discuss it with the person that I'm reading for. So I will never broadcast it. I'll never do a public reading unless it's just I don't know. Like I had, for example, what was it? Some time ago, it was my birthday. So I said, we'll just do a fun question and answer thing. But it was just fun, lighthearted stuff. So people asked me a question and I'd say yes or no, whatever. But, if I'm going in depth into an actual personal reading, no, that's not going to be online, that's going to be sent to you in a video for you to read it, for you to watch only. Okay. So, because of course, some of these things can be very, very personal. So I don't like to do them live, so. But that's just me, okay? That's just how I work. So any information you need to know pertaining to personal readings and how I go about them, it's all on my website. If you go to the tarot page on my website, read the FAQs. I always recommend before booking, read those first because they'll answer a lot of questions you may have. And then they'll give you a better understanding of how I actually provide them, okay? So, yeah. No, I'm not doing that today, Excel, okay? If I do decide to do something like that again, okay, there'll be an announcement on the community tab, but that's not what I'm doing today. I actually don't plan to be on live too long because, I've got some stuff I needed to do, but I just needed to get this message out to you guys because it was important, I know this is obviously something very serious and it does affect, certain people. So I just wanted to make sure that those who needed that confirmation are getting it, okay? Because there's definitely going to be some information that is given to you that's going to change everything, okay? So if you felt like you just didn't have proof or you wasn't entirely sure, then I feel like those answers are coming, okay? Yeah. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's not always easy for me to do these kinds of readings because they're heavy, and when I'm in the energy, it weighs heavy on my heart, I can obviously, I cleanse myself and transmute the energy, but, it's heavy, it does affect me as well. But I do them because I know, first of all, I'm being guided to bring the message and because it will help somebody out there. But I'm not saying it's woe is me, feel sorry for me. No, I'm not saying it like that. It's just, I just want you guys to know that I'm doing it because I literally care. And I just want to make sure that, you know that you're not being dismissed, you can't be gaslit, like, that, if you're right, you're right, and that's all there is to it. And that the divine see it, they're making sure you get those insights, okay? So more than anything, it's not just confirmation, but it's also showing solidarity, okay, which I think is equally as important. Because when you go through this heavy stuff, it can feel very challenging, isolating, if you feel like there's no one you can really talk to about it or can relate to your circumstances. But I'm here with you, okay? And so is the community. You're not alone is the main thing, okay? And like I say, you will get those answers, okay? You will. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you, Empress. I appreciate you as well. I really appreciate you, like, tuning into the lives where you can and stuff, and just your comments. I really appreciate it. You've been so kind and sweet. So thank you for being here. You're welcome, Rakana. Thank you so much for being here as well. I appreciate you all. Yeah. So this is it. So I'm glad I was able to get the message out. Because it was just important. I just wanted to make sure you got it. Okay. The collective reading going out today, that still stands. They'll be going out later today. The sound is good, okay? I double checked, everything's fine with the sound quality on that reading. It was just unfortunately this one that, it malfunctioned for whatever reason. But yeah, you're definitely going to get some interesting news. Whoever this is for, you're going to get some interesting news, or like I say, an actual document or proof, okay? But yeah, this person cannot gaslight you anymore. This person can't, come for you anymore just because of what you know or because of the questions that you're asking. Like, this is coming to an end, finally. So, yeah. Oh, hi, Spiritual Savage. Nice to see you here. Yeah, sorry, I've already done the reading, but feel free to rewind, okay? You're welcome to do so. Hi, Mofo. Yeah, so that's the reading, guys. I know it's heavy, like I said, the subject matter. And that's another reason why I just wanted to, like, get the messages out, because yeah, it is sad, it's heavy, it is heavy. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure that anything that may try and stop the flow, like, I just, basically cast that energy to the side and kept going, because I felt it, I felt like something kept, like, I don't know, making me trip up over my words even more than usual, because I do that anyway, right? I just do that. But, it definitely felt like something didn't want me to speak, right? Yeah, so I just, once I got into the flow, that was it. I just needed to keep going, to get these messages out, But, yeah. Good morning, Jacob. Yeah, it's definitely clearing, Enchanted Star. Yeah. It's definitely clearing. I feel like a lot of this heavy energy that's been about is starting to lift, okay? It's just like, how it is. You've got to go through it to get through the other side of it. But a lot of it is coming to light so it can be lifted. And like I say, to be honest, what I mentioned in that previous live, when I talked about the last storm they sent you would be their last. These energies that are coming forward now are like last ditch efforts. It's kind of like what I saw in that reading, where it's like someone feels like they have nothing else to lose, so they're just going to give it all they've got. That's pretty much the energy. So that's what certain people are doing, because they know that their time is up, okay? They're essentially trying to, like, give it their all in the last moment, to try and trip you up or whatever, or stop certain things coming to light or being held accountable or whatever. But no, it's all in vain. It's already been rejected. We saw that Seven of Wands. It was a very strong energy of, like, no. Just no. Four of Cups, no. Yeah. So, and it's time. It's definitely time, because like I said in my little rant in that reading as well, like I was just, in that live stream, I'm just sick of hearing these stories and seeing people, being, just being put through the worst, needlessly because of what? Greed, because of jealousy, because of hate. Like, honestly, I can't stand that shit. It really just needs to end, honestly. I know you're never going to get rid of haters like completely. Obviously, there's always going to be people that are hating, but just some of this really dark, evil shit that people have been doing, like it really needs to end. It can't continue. And I feel like that's why this year a lot of like even more high profile cases are coming to light. We've seen a couple already, but I feel like there will be more for sure. There definitely will be more. So it's worth keeping an eye out for that. But yeah, and I think that's also why, in these more high profile cases, those who are like higher up the chain, they're trying to essentially give up like those who are lower down the chain, right? As a means of, appeasing the public, right? And the masses so that they don't probe further. And they're like, oh, we've got our man. But it's like, actually, what about the network behind the man? That sort of thing, or woman, whatever. So yeah, that's going to be really important as well, that, we look through certain false flag events, okay, in terms of that, but also who were the people that were enabling those things to happen? Who were the people that are part of the larger network, right? That's going to be really important as well. Hi, Tony. Hi, I'm new to your channel. I'm glad that you put out the truth where I can find how much did I like when people put out the truth. Thank you for putting in all this work for us. God bless you. Oh, thank you, Tony. You're welcome. Like I said, like those of you who've been following me, me. I just tell it as it is, and I don't fluff things up, That yeah, I was called to do this for a very long time. It took me a long time before I really decided to, okay, like I'm going full steam ahead with this journey, because already like all of the things that I experienced, leading up to that point. So I'll be honest with you, I was scared for a while because I was really being put through the ringer, But, it just came to a point where I was like, no, like, this is my path. I'm being called to do this. I literally talked about this on my Instagram post yesterday, that the divine chose me to do this because they know I could withstand the storms, right? So that's what I'm doing. I've always spoken up about things that I felt passionate about, things that I felt were wrong. I was bringing, like, especially when it comes to, like, honestly, the trafficking side of stuff, and what's happening with kids and young women. I've been talking about that for a long time, way before I had YouTube or anything like that on social media in particular, right? And I was talking about some of these rings, even like high profile rings over here, that suddenly was reported on and then swept under the carpet like nothing happened. And it's like, well, you've implicated some very significant people here, and we're just going to pretend that didn't happen. So yeah, these are things that, I've definitely had a bee in my bonnet about, and I've been like, discussing, frequently, but unfortunately, some people don't like you talking about certain things, and some people who have, certain interests to protect, that does make you a thorn in their side sometimes, So I'll be honest with you, there's times where I have to be very careful with what I say. And I know I've had it in readings where people have been like, oh, name names, right? But again, that's very suspect in itself, because that's what they want. They want you to, like, especially when you're talking about high profile situations, okay, that you're tapping into, they want you to name names so they have a reason to come for you. You understand? So that's often where people, can come unstuck. As soon as they start exposing specific people, mentioning certain names, certain corporations, companies, whatever, that's when literally, like, they become, like they're literally being targeted to be removed. And, that's when unfortunately we hear these situations of people suddenly like falling from a building, falling from a bridge or something like that, So I do have to, be smart with how I relay my messages, and what I say. But yeah, it's not going to stop me doing what I'm called to do. That's for sure. So yeah, but it's not easy, I tell you, because I do face a lot of opposition. Like a lot of people who do this stuff do. Like talks about things that people don't want discussed. Whether they're whistleblowers, whether they're readers, whether they're whatever the case may be. But yeah, there's a lot of people that I don't even know that have got like, some real hatred for me because of the things I've spoken about. So yeah. So, and I do try to be careful with, what I talk about, in terms of, like I say, yeah, naming names, or, I'll point people in directions, but, I just got to be a little bit smart with how I deliver those messages. And there's some messages I'm not allowed to deliver immediately. Like I might get them, but I can't deliver them straight away because there may be more, or the divine is saying, wait, the timing is really important, or you cannot say this yet because it could affect something else that could actually ensure that these people are held accountable. You understand? So I have to be smart with what I say and how I say it as well. But I'm still going to read the energy as I see it, put it that way. I love haters. They make me greater in their life, therefore greater in the eyes of God. I said no revenge. I forgive myself and move on. You do you and get what's due. Exactly. What's the point in like going, right, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to do this and I'm going to say that and then I'm going to get, what's the point in doing that? Like, who does that serve at the end of the day? It might appease your ego for like 5 seconds, but then that's about it, and then you have to deal with the consequences of the bullshit you've done. So yeah, you absolutely can defend yourself, protect yourself, speak your truth. If someone is sending horrific energy, yes, you can send that back. You can tell the divine to handle it for you, right? Trust that they'll deliver justice for you, right? And when the situations where you're called to speak your truth, to share what it is that then do it, of course, right? But, it's really funny how so many people, or should I say so many readings I've had where people have had a bee in their bonnet because someone has had an interest in someone else, or someone's doing something and they don't like it, or someone has something that they want. So they go on this whole tirade. It's just like, come on now, really? Why don't you focus on what you want rather than like trying to take what someone else has got going on, or what they have, or what they will have, So, yeah. You deliver a very dark and disgusting message very gracefully and eloquent. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that because, yeah, I do care about how I deliver it as well. Like I was saying, not because I want to sugarcoat it as such, but because I care about how it makes you guys feel, because it's heavy, like if it's heavy for me, I know it's going to be heavy for a lot of you guys as well. So, and especially where this is your life, like if you actually resonate with the things that I'm saying, then of course I want to be respectful with how I talk about these things. I don't want to be disrespectful to you because it's a lot, and I appreciate that. It's just common sense and empathy. I think it goes a long way personally, but yeah. But, there's some things I do get passionate about, and I may be a little bit more brash because, yeah, when it comes to some of the things that people are doing, and just when you actually have to tap into their energy as well, it's just like, oh, gosh, like, I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be in it. Call on the archangels. Yeah, exactly. So whatever works for you, do it, okay, in terms of protecting yourself, cleansing your energy, okay? And trust that the divine has it, okay? And for a lot of you as well, I'm telling you, like, you don't even know how even your ancestors are moving behind the scenes, right, to help get you justice, because I've been feeling ancestor energy a lot, right, a lot. So they're not playing about you either, yeah. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's helping to liberate yourself and, your lineage. So you're assisting them and they're assisting you. That's how it goes. But yeah, crazy stuff. So I'll definitely record probably another collective reading for tomorrow later on. Yeah, I definitely need to eat something though, because I am cooked. Okay, these lights are really hot, so I am like melting. So yeah, and I definitely need to eat. So I will be bringing out some more collective readings. As I said, there's one premiering tonight. Okay, that is tapping more into divine masculine energy, but divine feminine, you do come into it as well, of course. But yeah, like the message I got for divine masculines, the ones that have really been doing the work consistently, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Like your energy and presence and just everything you're doing is so needed right now. So thank you to the divine masculines that are showing up. Okay, we really appreciate you, because that is also a big component in what's helping to change things, right? Yeah, so we definitely appreciate you guys doing the work as well. It's not just divine feminines, there are divine masculines that have really been like putting the work in, you know. So we appreciate you guys, really do. Yeah. Hi Ahmed. Hi Isabella. Hi Daniel. Thank you, you too. No upper elite criminal corrupt officials have to go. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Hi Tim. So yeah, that's basically the message. But I really appreciate you guys being here. For those of you who tuned in, and even those of you who are coming like later on in the live, I do appreciate you guys showing up and being curious about the message, and you know, just see what we got going on here. Yeah, it's nice to actually connect on this level, because for a long time I didn't do lives because, you know, I was going through a deep healing journey myself, you know. So I need to make sure that I could show up in the right energy for you guys. So, you know, I had to prioritize that for a bit. But now, like, yeah, it's definitely awesome to be like connecting with you on a live more frequently. We'll definitely do more of that, despite the trolls trying to mess with things. It doesn't change it. Okay, we'll still host those live readings as well and discussions. So hi Sabian. Sorry if I got your name wrong. I didn't mean to butcher that. Apologies. Hi Tim. Hi Jenny. Hi February. Hi Yuli. Yeah, so I'm happy. I'm happy with how things are moving forward. I feel like, again, a lot of this stuff is coming up just to clear the way, clear the air, right? Things can be finally put to bed and things can move forward. So, because it's definitely new timelines, new portals, new opportunities, doorways, paths, all of that is unfolding at this time. So you have to get rid of this stuff. And especially being in Pisces season, yeah, like you've got to do the hard graft. You've got to get to the nitty gritty. You know, shadow work is going to be a thing. And you know, just kind of getting to that point of acceptance so you can release and move forward, you know. So, you know, I feel like a lot of us are just moving through that process, the tail end of that process right now. So, because like I say, you know, as much as I'm here, like, you know, being a guide and a support system, I'm going through these journeys with you in a lot of ways. You know, these are things I'm also taking on board myself. So, you know, I can definitely resonate and empathize with, you know, a lot of what you guys have been navigating, feeling, what you're releasing, what you're healing, you know. I can definitely relate in a lot of ways. Hi, Riaz. Thank you again, totally snowed. You're welcome, Empress. Hadouken. Leon. You decent. Thank you, Kevo. Is it Kevo? Okay. Free Palestine. Yeah. You know what, Jane? That's something I got in trouble with on Instagram for when I talked about the Palestinian situation, even way before things escalated as it is now. A few years ago, when I was taking, because I like to take pictures, you know, I have a camera. So I was taking pictures of a demo that was taking place in New Zealand while I was there. And it was about journalists. Journalists were protesting the right for free press, okay, in Palestine, to report what's actually going there, and not just the narratives that the bought and paid for media want to share and put out there. And there was some opposition from the other side there. They were there with their flags as well, okay. And I was just taking pictures and I shared that. But because I was sharing these posters and this protest, it was a peaceful protest. They were just walking with banners saying, that, journalists have a right to report what's going on and not be tortured, killed, harmed, right? Kidnapped. They have a right to report what's actually going on, right? So that was what the protest was about. And I shared posts about that on my social media, on my Instagram. And they actually flagged it almost immediately, right? I think probably the Free Palestine and stuff like that taglines didn't help. The hashtags, but they flagged it almost immediately and said that I wasn't allowed to post those pictures because it comes under hate speech. What? Like that's literally what they said. They said it comes under like hate speech. So they wouldn't, it was grayed out. They wouldn't publish it, so they told me to take it down. And if I didn't take it down, then it could affect whether or not my account was able to remain active. It may go into like a, timeout, kind of like what they do on Facebook. I was like, are you serious? So I complained about it on Facebook and they told me to put the post down on there as well. So I was just like, this is, wow, if that's not proof right there that censorship is very real, I don't know what is, where you can't even just share pictures of something that's taking place. It wasn't violent, it wasn't anything. There were people just walking, and I had a video with it as well, and there were people, you could literally see people just walking with these banners, and some guy was talking on a megaphone, but it wasn't even screaming or shouting. There was no like aggravation whatsoever. But no, hate speech, take it down. So I'm telling you, it's crazy. And honestly, YouTube is not much better on that level either, okay? Like, my account has been, let's just put it that way. I've had my fight with YouTube as well, because they don't like me talking about the things I talk about. So, yeah. It's ridiculous. Just got some more lame trolls calling me in here. We'll just get rid of them if I can. But yeah, it's just really sad how you can't even talk about these things without, the censorship coming into play. It's like, it's illegal to like, show what's happening and, speak about something that's important, right? So, I don't know. Fake media has to go also. Yeah, it definitely does, because it's doing the world a massive disservice. But, a lot of the main, like, media publications are owned by the same, like, 4 people. So even if it looks like they have conflicting, views, no. They're owned by the same people, the same media moguls, right? So they just push the narratives that they have agreed to help push out. So, yeah. There's a lot of weirdos that's coming up. I don't even know. But yeah, so that's essentially the main thing I wanted to talk about, really, was, this whole situation. Yeah, we kind of got into a discussion about other things. But, I like our discussions. I like being able to talk to you about, these situations and things that are going on outside of, you know, the subject matter at hand, because these are all things that affect all of us, right? It's important, you know, especially speaking on like subjects pertaining to, you know, genocide. I mean, you know, it's difficult, you know, it's really difficult, and it's having a very strong impact on the collective consciousness right now. You know, even if you feel like it's detached from you because it's happening in this region, that region, and you're nowhere near, that is still affecting us all collectively, you know. And it is important. It is something that we should care about, you know, because, you know, it looks like history is just repeating itself all over again. And it never really stopped, to be honest with you. It didn't. It's just there's certain conflicts and wars and situations going on in other parts of the world that isn't publicized as much, you know. So, yeah. But yeah, a lot of weirdos popping up here. That's an interesting accent. Where are you from? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't know where I'm from because my accent is very weird. It's very mixed. But no, I'm from the UK. I live in the UK. I'm from the UK. Yeah, exactly, Empress. You know, everyone's gangster over a keyboard, but I can tell you now, if you saw them in person, they would shrink. They wouldn't say a word. They wouldn't. Yeah. It's just like these people that have to get into whole groups of people to attack you because they don't have the balls to like confront you directly, you know. So it doesn't concern me. It's like, why am I going to be concerned with someone like that, you know? Yeah. It's nothing new to me. And that's the thing, like, the internet side of it was very strange in the beginning because I just wasn't so used to it. And I was like, oh, I don't like all these people being in my energy and, like, you know, having, like, people's eyes on me in that way. But, you know, I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter, you know. What matters is the work, connecting with the people that, you know, I truly vibe with, you know. That's what I'm here for. So it really doesn't matter if someone's screwing their face up at me from behind the screen. It doesn't make a difference, you know. It doesn't change anything. So, yeah. Yes, Thunder, and also Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland is part of the UK as well. Not that I'm there, but it is. Yeah, it's just the Republic of Ireland that's separate from the rest of the UK. All I asked was, what's the crack? Kane, if you missed the reading, you'll have to go back because we've already done it. We've already done the reading, so you have to go back to the beginning. Yeah, I'm just fine. Thank you, I appreciate it. Beautiful soul. I hit the like button. Thank you, I appreciate that. You're a reader. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. But yeah, this has been like quite a bit of a discussion. The reason I didn't do too much of a reading, like I went into a reading, is because I actually did a collective reading about this situation yesterday, but there was no sound. So I had to delete the video and then just go over what the reading was about. And then I pulled some extra cards on top. So, yeah. Are you going to leave this live up? I missed the beginning. Yeah, hopefully so. The live will still be here. I don't delete lives unless there's something wrong with it. You know, it didn't work properly. But generally, I don't delete them. So you can watch this back whenever you want, or you can even like I think you can go back, you can scrub backwards even on the live itself. But otherwise, yeah, it's still going to be on the channel, so don't worry, you can watch it. So yeah, so that's yeah, so that's basically it, guys. I really appreciate you turning up for the live, as I say, and everyone that's watching after the fact as well. I appreciate it. I hope it does help whoever needed to hear this. Okay, I do feel like it's more about confirmation because, like I said, you've been probing into this. Okay, this isn't something that you're hearing about for the first time. This is something that you've been deeply investigating yourself. So I'm just glad that for whoever needed it, you know, I was able to provide that confirmation, let you know that the answers you're seeking are definitely coming in. Okay, you will get the information that you're looking for. I can't tell you the time frame. Obviously, it's different from person to person, but you will get it. Okay, the truth always comes out in the end, so don't lose faith. Okay. Yes, so helpful. Oh, I'm glad. So yeah, so that is essentially it. So thank you so much for checking it out. If you did find it useful, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you as part of the community. Unless you're a troll, then you can use the door. And yeah, I look forward to having another live discussion with you. But for now, take care, look after yourselves, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.